what was left to the sea. Was it royalty who turned the head of a survivor, unwitting to the trail flowing to the cliff, ink that dripped carelessly into the sea? Just a sweep of suitable satisfaction. The tender grass offers a cushioned place to lie, the edge of the cliff and the sea ever stretching. The evening sun cradled a pinkish sky. The survivor sits a week on from his battle. Wounds that bled claret and scars newly formed, heart worn from the weapons he found lodged in his friends. They're lost under rain clouds as the weather stormed. The king sang his praises to a soul strung with pain. The queen offered condolences to a mind barely sane. No armor guarded his eyes from the horror that he saw. The battle won with friends who now lay dead on the floor. In this moment, he felt a peace meant to share. He couldn't contain the memories he had to bear. One tear turned to many as they rang hollow into the sea, the wounds his friends sustained. At least they were free. The castle sat nearby behind him. Its grand presence mocked him for what he had lost. A charted line of dirt for everything it had cost. Screaming at the sea. No response found a home. Then he felt it, a presence walking up behind. He lunged to his feet and prepared himself whatever foe he was to face, but stood there, trembling softly, was the princess. A fragile smile that did not tarnish her grace. He took the knee by instinct. She laughed quietly and said arise. He did with his own tremble and awaited her decree. But she said nothing, only took a seat at the cliff edge, then quietly said, come sit with me. He carefully found his previous spot and stared out into the sea. He felt that certain pressure to be proper when around royalty. She must have noticed and told him, you don't need to perform for me. That struck a chord, and he relaxed his shoulders a little more easily. But the shock to the system didn't nullify his mind. He found himself back in the memories of his friends, the axe he pulled from the ribs of a spearman. How everyone came to such violent ends. Another tear, then more. Then the well peaked his rim. How could he sleep or quell what was within? Then he felt a hand. It was soft and without sin. Wiping his face, he saw the princess looking back at him. I'm proud of your sacrifice. Those words, they settled softly upon his ears, yet struck far deeper than the clash of spears. For all this time he searched for some decree, a reason why his friends had ceased to be. The king sang his praises, the queen mourned their loss, yet neither eased the burden he would cross. But from her lips there came a simple grace, a final warmth within that hollow place. At last he felt his suffering had been seen, not as a weapon but the wound between, no longer a name still left alive, no longer left to wonder how to survive. The weight remained, too vast to cast aside, yet something in his weary spirit sighed. If this was sacrifice, then his was too. His friends had merely found a follow-through. With a heavy heart and eyes too tired to see, he drank down the wealth of her words happily. The moment briefly warmed him, but couldn't cure his soul. He'd been a simple soldier and performed a simple role. The wasn't anything here that could set him free, but one action to take so swiftly. He rose from the grass and let out a cry. He rushed for the edge before the princess could try to tether the ghost he now longed to set free, and flung what was left of himself into the sea.